This Avalanche Safety Report is brought to you by Mountain TV. Watch Mountain TV anywhere with our free Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV apps. Learn more at mtn-tv.com.
We're here talking with Brian from the CAIC. President's Day weekend, Brian, is here. Hard to believe it's just the holidays. Now it's President's Day weekend. Busy weekend across Colorado, and historically not great for avalanches.
Yeah, President's Day weekend has typically been a bad weekend for avalanche accidents and unfortunately fatal avalanche accidents. And we really want to break that trend going into this week. We've got a little bit of a tricky kind of snowpack setup because of the storm snow that rolled through Tuesday and Wednesday. So things are different than they were last week. The most dangerous snowpack areas are going to be down in the San Juan Mountains. And so down there, we really need to let people know that conditions are not the same as they were last week, even though the weekend's going to look, pretty dry and sunny. We're dealing with a much different snowpack, particularly down south. And, we can dive into a little bit of the details to show you why.
Yeah, the conditions can change so quickly, as you said. That last weekend, not so bad. This weekend, really an entirely different story. I mean, that's so critical for people to hear, I think.
Yeah, and the biggest change took place kind of in the southern mountains and some certain portions of the western reaches of the Grand Mesa and the Elk Mountains. And what we're really kind of trying to track is what this storm snow is doing. And so it fell in a variety of snow surfaces. So this first image shows you what's going on like kind of east and west aspects and some southerly slopes where we've got crusts that are associated with weak layers stacked in the upper part of the snowpack. We're not sure exactly how that recent storm snow is going to react, but it's certainly something that we're worried about. And on those colder, shadier slopes, we've got surface snow that looked like this prior to the storm, which are just weak faceted grains. And so this is what we're tracking as we move kind of to the last part of this work week and into the weekend. So this is an animation of the snowfall that came in starting on Tuesday and lasting through Wednesday. You can see this really did favor the San Juan Mountains. Those areas that are pink and brown, we are actually looking at storm totals of 2 feet or more in some places. But you can see we've got some red areas in those western portions of the Elk Mountains and into the Grand Mesa with some other upsloping conditions along the east side of the Sangre de Cristo range. And so when we look at what storm totals actually did here, you can see we've got some bullseye areas down in the southern Sangre de Cristo range. Not as much of a problem because they didn't have much snow on the ground to begin with, and a lot of this snow fell on bare ground. But in the San Juan Mountain areas, in the western portion of the Elks, and in through the Grand Mesa, you can see we're looking at storm totals of around 2 feet or more. And so this has changed the avalanche conditions and what we're really worried about. We're warning about avalanches in the accumulating and drifting storm snow. This video is a really good illustration of how stiff drifted storm snow can get in a very short period of time. If you see conditions like this with these cracks and these blocks shooting off, this is a good time to focus on more sheltered terrain or on areas that did not see this kind of wind loading. Most of the avalanches in the storm snow are going to be small. But even small avalanches can be really problematic if they wash you through rocks, through trees, and into gully features. And particularly down in the San Juan Mountains, we do have the potential for avalanches like this to step down into those deeper weak layers, resulting in much bigger and more problematic avalanches. And these are just really good illustrations of the kinds of avalanches people are going to be able to trigger through the weekend. And so we don't see a big change in avalanche conditions. We're coming off warnings as in Wednesday and Thursday down in the San Juan Mountains. We will see avalanche danger continue to ease until we get into Sunday when snowfall returns. Avalanche danger will ramp up again. And then we get another big pulse on Monday. And so what we really need people to know is that come Monday, avalanche danger is going to peak again. The northern mountains get in on the action, and as we move into the early part of next work week, we're going to have a fresh round of concerns in the storm snow.
Okay, well, a lot going on, and as you said, a busy holiday weekend. A lot of people up in the high country, and those videos are so they really show it, Brian, and you can see that it doesn't take a lot.
It doesn't take a lot, and in a lot of places, particularly anywhere that picked up more than about 8 inches of recent new snow, you're going to be able to trigger avalanches in the storm snow. So we want people to, really stay cautious, look for those signs of instability, like, stiff layers of snow, cracking, audible collapsing. And if so, just move to more sheltered terrain, which is going to offer safer riding options.
Okay, you got it. We appreciate all the work. Go to the website, guys. Check it out for all the latest. It's updated constantly. It's a great website. Go check it out. Have a fun weekend. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you back right here on Mountain TV, Brian.
Thanks. Have a good weekend. Please stay safe.
You can always stay up to date with the latest forecast at colorado.gov/avalanche. Enjoy the backcountry and stay safe out there.